But this destination has been a super pleasant surprise. Like, I love Charlottesville. I love the fans, the people here, just UVA as a school and program. But for me, like, the biggest things was, you know, having that relationship with the head coach, someone who believes in me and what I can bring to the team, someone who I can trust. Like, it's hard when you're in the portal, you know this, and basically our whole team is like, everyone tells you the same things. Yeah. So it's like,
you're hearing a lot of it. You don't know what's real and what's fake when you're going into it. And I think we got super fortunate, you know, with the team. I mean, I committed here when there was basically nobody on the team. I think you did too.
Yeah.
So we got really lucky with the guys that we get to call teammates every day. So. Wahoo Nation, this is UVA forward Devin Tillis with the Good Old Hoops podcast, our first one ever, and we're bringing to you basketball like you've never imagined with the UVA men's basketball team. I'm here with Dallin Hall. Dallin is just such an upstanding guy, great character to have on a team. You guys are going to see him as probably the biggest leader on the court and playing with the most heart and passion that you've ever seen. Dallin is coming from BYU. This is his last year here, and he's going to put on a show for all the UVA fans. Dallin, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, Dev.
How's your day going, first and foremost?
It's good, man. That was a kind intro of you. Appreciate that, bro.
Of course, you know, I'm always going to glaze Dallin Hall.
Yeah.
Anybody known.
Honestly, I wish I could... hopefully someone at some point gives you an introduction, bro. This guy's...
Maybe we'll see one.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess like kind of our whole purpose of this is to, you know, get the fans to know a little bit about you and a little bit about us as a team. So why don't you tell us, like, you know, a little bit about your basketball journey, you know, where it all started and where you're at now.
For sure. Yeah, for me, like, just personal information. I'm from a small town called Plain City, Utah. It's about 7,000 people, kind of farmer hick town. And that's where I grew up my whole life. And basketball was always like my first love. My dad played junior college basketball at Salt Lake Community College. My mom, she was a track star, which she lets us know about a lot, you know. She did high jump at Weber State, which was close to our home, and so.
Were you ever a track star at any point in your life?
No, I do not run for fun.
Was mad about it?
Yeah, she was. She was. She wanted me to be a high jumper, but well, no, I don't bend like that, you know. But they are just like, you know, my parents are who I look up to the most, and I think I found my love for basketball because of my dad. Played all sorts of sports growing up, but knew from a really young age that basketball was my favorite.
Whoa.
And just over time, I would say, like, since I was a little kid, I always had the dream to play basketball in the NBA, and that's something I've just chased my whole life. But there's no better feeling than just playing hoops for me. Like, outside of, you know, my faith and my family, like, basketball brings me a ton of joy in my life. And so started at BYU after high school, played 3 years there, loved it, had a great experience. Just found that it was time for a change, and Coach Odom and his staff and his vision for me in this program really stuck out, and that's why I'm here now, and now I get to be teammates with you and all these other guys, and it's been a tremendous blessing for me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be your teammate too. I think a fun fact for the fans, me and Dallin, when we were about 10 to 13 years old, we used to play against each other, so we were always rivals. Dallin's team was better than mine, so he bested me.
We would win some. You would almost win. Shout out Megamind.
Now, yeah, that's awesome. You know, what was kind of, you know, when you decided that you were going to enter the transfer portal at BYU with, you know, 1 year of eligibility left, like what was the deciding factors in choosing to, you know, kind of come to UVA, or, I don't know, explore other options? Like, what was the most important things for you as a transfer going into your last year?
Yeah, destination wasn't like a huge thing for me. It was just about the best fit for my game and the culture of the team and the staff. But this destination has been a super pleasant surprise. Like, I love Charlottesville. I love the fans, the people here, just UVA as a school and program. But for me, like, the biggest things was, having that relationship with the head coach, someone who believes in me and what I can bring to the team. Someone who I can trust. Like, it's hard when you're in the portal, this, and basically our whole team is like, everyone tells you the same things. Yeah. So it's like,
you're hearing a lot of it. You don't know what's real and what's fake when you're going into it. And I think we got super fortunate, with the team. I mean, I committed here when there was basically nobody on the team. I think you did too.
Yeah.
So we got really lucky with the guys that we get to call teammates every day. So.
No, it's facts. And I think that trickles back to the coaching staff. Like, they brought in the right guys. And I had some really good friends who played for Coach Odom at Utah State. And so they spoke really highly of him. They're people I trusted. And when I saw the basketball fit and the vision he had for this program and me, it made a lot of sense. And so picked up, headed out here, and now I'm loving it. Just love hoops. I love my teammates. I love this area. I never thought I'd live on the East Coast, honestly, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit. Both of us are kind of West Coast guys, so there's a lot of differences, but I feel like there's a couple similarities to, being away from home, but also kind of missing home. What's that change been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a little bit about it before, but like, it's hard, and it's a whole lot of new, and especially when you feel like for both of us, our family is super important to us, right? And so this is like the longest duration I haven't seen my family in person since I served like a mission for my church. And I think having this family-oriented feel for our team like really makes the transition a whole lot easier. We spend a lot of time just after practice hanging out in here at your place, watching the football games. Which I got to check in on my fantasy team at some point.
By the way, my place is the designated hangout zone. We watch movies.
It is.
Sports games, anything. The guys want to come hang out, lay on my couch. Hugo was laying on my couch yesterday for a while.
Yeah.
We left, but
Megamind we watch. What else we watch?
It's everything. Avengers.
Ultron, yeah.
All that stuff. Anyways, a little off topic.
Sidetrack. DT's, his spa is the place. But, no, I feel super fortunate to be in the situation I am. And I'm excited for my family to get to come out here during the season and experience it. But, just grateful for the staff, for the teammates, and for this community welcoming me with open arms.
Yeah, I kind of feel the exact same way. Family's important to me, but being able to be around such a good group of guys, and how tight knit we've become over the last 3-4 months, it's been really easy to make that transition. All right, so you talked a little bit about your family, being away from home, and also kind of like how you served this mission. Maybe give a little insight on what a mission is for those that don't know, but also like what is your why? Like, why do you do the things that you do, or come out here every day and bust your tail to play basketball at a high level, or just be a good dude on and off the court? Like, what is your why just going into every day?
Yeah, maybe I'll start with my why, because I feel like that filters in a little bit to the mission. For me, my faith is probably the highest priority in my life, my belief in Jesus Christ. And I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A lot of people say Mormons, right? So it's been a huge part of my life. It drives me to try and treat people the way Jesus did, with love, and to serve and find opportunities to uplift those around me, and to also try and get better when I fall short. And so that, my translation to basketball, my why is, from a young age, I fell in love with it. I felt like God gave me some gifts I'm obviously not the most gifted basketball player, you know.
He's the most gifted basketball.
It's like me, LeBron, and MJ. We're just right there together. Yeah. But I feel like, you know, I owe it to God if he gives me those gifts to try and maximize them. And I want to make sure I do everything in my power to see how good I can become at this game. And in the process, this game has given me a lot, like relationships with people that I look like you and my teammates as brothers. It's taken me all across the world. And so the game has given me a lot, and I try and give my all to it. But ultimately, like, everything comes back to my faith in God and his plan for me. And so where that leads into, like, the mission is, you know, a big part of my faith is for 2 years, young men who are able, they choose to serve mission for the church, which is basically like religious volunteer for 2 years to go out to a random place. Yeah. You don't have a choice, really. Like, you kind of submit an application and it comes back and from the church leaders, and they decide where in the world you're going to go. Mine happened to be Fresno, California.
Greatest place.
Yeah, it's very glamorous.
There's so much to do there.
Everyone's jealous of that, you know. But I loved it. I met some incredible people there. I spent 2 years just really devoting myself to growing my testimony of Jesus Christ, to serving the people in that area. And I grew a lot as a person, and I think it also helped my basketball a lot in the long run. You know, short run I came back, I was not that good at basketball.
I mean, 2 years,
yeah.
Stepping away from basketball a little bit probably was a little difficult, but it turned out great for you.
Yeah, no, it's worked out well. You know, like I say, it's all part of God's plan, and you know, who knows what would have happened if I hadn't done that, but just to be in the situation I'm in right now is a testament of it being part of God's plan. And that's kind of comes back to my why, like, you know, my faith. I believe God has a plan for me. He's given me talents. I want to maximize those. I want to lift people along the way and learn from people along the way as well. And so I feel like I'm in a really good position here to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you were able to share a little bit about the mission. You know, I think a lot of people don't really understand kind of how hard it is to go from kind of dropping basketball for 2 years and devoting yourself to your faith, and give you kudos for being able to do that and serve, and also come back and be a great serve on the basketball court.
Thanks, Dev.
That's pretty awesome. I think my next question that I want to ask is, you know, there's so many words that can describe you as a basketball player. You know, I think you're, like I said, leadership. You're one of our best leaders on the court. You're just such a floor general that you control the game at so many different aspects. What do you think the fans should know about you as a basketball player? Like, what do you want when you leave Virginia this year? What do you want your everlasting impression to be on the fan base here?
Yeah, I think leadership is definitely a huge piece of it. Like you were saying, competitor. I want people to know that when I step on the floor, I leave it all out there and compete at the highest level. Shooter, you know, this guy's an elite shooter, so I'm sitting next to an elite shooter, but I feel like I can really shoot it, especially off the bounce. That's something I've really worked on, and I want to continue to explore that and grow that. And then, just making my teammates better. You know, however that looks on the offense, defensive end, on the court, off the court. I know they do it for me, so I'm trying to give it back, you know.
100%. I agree. I mean, I think you hit it on the nail. All those things describe you as a basketball player, 110%.
Appreciate you, Cam.
How have, for you personally, how have, practices been? How has it been playing for Coach Odom and his staff? How has it been you kind of talked about connecting with the teammates, but how's it been connecting with our teammates, you know, on the court? You know, we talked a little bit about off the court stuff, but how do you think that's going personally for you as a basketball player here?
I feel like recently it's really exploding upwards. Like this summer was up and down, just all of us coming from different systems, backgrounds, roles, and we were all just trying to figure each other out. And now we've cranked everything up a little bit with the start of official practice. And I feel like we're really starting to mesh and understand each other, especially on the offensive end. Like, just our feel for one another, how to maximize each other's talents. I feel like that's really starting to look great. And then defensively, I think we're all getting adjusted to picking up full court, to a new style of play, to a higher level of communication that's being demanded of us. And so for me, like, it's just been a really fun experience. I've had the opportunity, I mean, same as you, to play for 3 head coaches in college now, right?
I got a little bit, experience some variety of different coaches.
Yeah. And so each time you have to learn the new lingo, the system, how you fit within that scope, how to help the team be successful within that scope. And I just love that process because of the guys that are on the squad. Like, everyone is trying to be solution focused, and everyone came here to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And so I think when everyone buys in with that mindset, like, it just makes the growth and the journey fun and enjoyable.
It's kind of like this double-edged sword a little bit. Like, it's kind of hard coming to a new place and like learning how to play. Like, we were all the guy at our school, let's respectfully, like, we were all one of the guys or something like that. Now we're coming to a place where we all still have to be the guy, but we also have to conform to our roles. So I think that's hard and easy because, you know, like you said, all of us want to give up something to achieve what we want to achieve. Like, for me, it's going to the tournament. So
right.
Giving up that to be able to be a role guy and like understand my role and do it at a high level to achieve this greater goal is something that I look forward to this year, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, you've said that multiple times, like, you really want to make the tournament and you're willing to do whatever it takes for us this year. Yeah. So, like, I'm like taking the host role right now. This guy is serious about, like, he said to me and to a lot of our teammates, whatever it takes to help us get to the tournament, DT is about, and that's kind of the mindset of our team. So he embodies that.
Yeah, that's all I really want, man. I've been in the NIT for 3 years. Not going back there.
No, we're going day by day. We're gonna make it, but this guy's a big time leader for us.
All right, kind of like you asked me some questions about like one of my biggest goals if you're going to the tournament. What do you think your personal goals are for this year, and then like what goals do you have for the team for this whole year?
Yeah, for the team, I want to compete for a national championship. We had Dr. Bob Rotella come talk to us, which was a real treat. I thought, like, he just talked about the mindset of a team and a individual and how we need to believe that we're the best, and that's part of faith and that's part of the process. And so that's been super helpful for us, I think, like in a day-to-day practice when maybe we're not at the standard we think we should be, reminding ourselves, what's the goal, what are we working towards? And so, yeah, compete for championships, for the ACC, for the national championship, and just on a daily basis get better every day and keep stacking those. And then for me personally, like, came here, you know, hoping to take on a bigger role and to help the team win. And so whatever that looks like on a night-to-night basis, maybe it's, you know, having a bunch of assists, maybe other nights it's scoring more or just rebounding, or maybe it's defending the best player. Like, I just want to find a way to help us win and take on a big contributory, it's a big word.
Is that a word?
I shouldn't have paused and just ran with it. Have a huge contribution to helping us win. And, you know, by the end of the year, hopefully be in a position where I can continue to chase that dream of playing in the NBA and just deal with the cards that I'm dealt.
Proud. All right, so we kind of briefly touched on the tournament a little bit, and you're one of the guys who's kind of been fortunate to be there. Kind of talk about your NCAA tournament experience. What was it like being in the tournament, and like what did it take to get there?
Yeah, so my second year at BYU, we made to the tournament, 6th seed, I think. We lost first round, which was like heartbreaking. That one still stings. You know, we played Duquesne, who I think you guys played that year. They came out and punched us in the face. But it was a good teaching lesson of just the level that is required to win in March. And so the next year we were back. A lot of the same core guys had that on our mind all year. And so then first round we played Coach Odom, who, you know, I mean, I'm grateful we beat him, because if we hadn't, then I'd be like Kevin Durant, like, you know. Yeah. No, but they were a great team, super well coached. They played tremendously hard. And I think us losing the year before had prepared us for that game a lot. And so it was like, there's nothing like playing in March. You know, it's like the biggest stage for college basketball. And it really is a privilege to be able to have that pressure. And it's just the level of intensity and physicality is like, it's more. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's also just super fun to be at that stage. It's like something that you work towards all year. And I think what it requires, like, it's kind of backwards thinking, but I think to get there, you just have to focus on the day in front of you, you know? You can say that you have those goals, which we have as a team, but then you got to let those be and trust that the day-to-day work is going to take care of itself and get you to that point. And so that was a big thing for us last year. We had a run to the Sweet 16 where we played Alabama, who broke the NCAA record against us for threes. Like, it was crazy, but I want to get back. I want to go farther. I think this team can go farther, and that's super exciting to me, but realizing all that and then bringing it back to just the day-to-day, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, once again, I've never been there, but it's kind of evident to see how much harder, like, every team plays. Like,
right.
You almost have to think, like, there is no underdog.
Right.
Because, like, every team's playing for their life, basically. It's survive and advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But kind of another guy who has a lot of experience with the tournament is our head coach, Coach Odom. You touched on playing him. What is your experience just been with Coach Odom since you stepped on grounds, and how has he, you know, helped elevate you as a player and a person?
Yeah, that was smooth. Grounds instead of campus, man.
I almost said campus. I almost said campus.
No, with Coach O, like, he's been super great for me, just bringing me in. For one, like, creating this family feel for our staff and this team. That's been huge for me. Like, in the recruiting process, he was big on talking to my family, my parents, to better understand who I was and what was important to me, and that went a long ways to us. But from the basketball side of things, like, he's just challenged me and pushed me to be more aggressive and assertive on the court, looking to get more threes up and to find ways to really step into that leadership role and be assertive. And so he's helped me elevate my game a lot, and I feel like he just has an ability to, you know, create a system and style of play that is really fun. It's really modern and fast, but he's also really good at taking talent from, like in our case, guys from all different systems and styles of play, and then finding ways to plug that into his system that maximizes people's abilities. Yeah. So that's super exciting for me. That was something that those people who had played for him at Utah State told me. He's going to find a way to help you maximize your potential and ability, and so I feel like he's done that, and he's helping me on that process. It's not like a switch that you just flip. Yeah. But
I 100% agree. I think he does a great job of, like, kind of pulling the best out of you.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's on the court or off the court. Like, we've kind of done some, you know, team building stuff. We read a book. Great book. Actually, the author, James Kerr, talked to us the other day. That was a nice talk. But I think Coach Odom, he does a great job of just making us maximize our potential, you know, not selling ourselves short. You know, kind of talk about, you know, I just talked about the book. What has the book meant to you, you know, in a sense of, you know, building a legacy? You know, the book's called Legacy. It follows the All Blacks, so, you know, their everlasting legacy. You know, how are you going to use, you know, some things from the book to maybe help us build our legacy at UVA?
I think first and foremost, it kind of turned my mind to the reflection of UVA, like the people who've come before us. We've been privileged to have Ralph Sampson, Rick Carlisle, and just a bunch of other players come back and talk to us about what this place means and what it means to wear the jersey. And so that's been super important to focus on, you know, the logo and the symbol on the front of the jersey rather than just your name on the back. And then another huge piece has just been like considering what my overall impact will be here. And in the book, it talks a lot about better All Blacks or better people make better All Blacks. And it's a good reminder that, you know, off-court things translate to on-court, and focusing on who you are as a person is ultimately what's going to create the most success for you in life. So for me, I've just tried to focus on my whole self, you know, with my faith, my interactions with people, how I go about things in the classroom, and my relationships with those around me, like really trying to be solid in all of those so that it allows me to be a better basketball player as well. And so the book is amazing. James Kerr did a really good job, and I feel like it helped our team just focus on the bigger picture better and to buy into UVA as a whole.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it kind of helped us, you know, build on the culture that was already here. You know, people laid the foundation for us, and we have to carry that.
Right.
I think something I took from the book that like stood out to me a lot was leave the jersey in a better place than found it. You know, just feel like that's like a theme that I want to live by this year. You know, like leave Virginia better than I came to it. You know.
Right.
Okay, let's shift a little bit. We're gonna get a little personal now. You ready?
Whew.
You know,
where are we going with this?
Let's just life, man.
All right. Here we go.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years.
Tough question, I know.
Yeah, that is tough.
You don't know. You know, 10 years. Are you just an old dude still playing basketball, or?
Hopefully, yeah, I think so. That's the goal. You know, talk about the ideal, like having a long career in the NBA, making money, supporting, hopefully at that point, a family. Right. I'm a single man. I'll throw that out there on the podcast. But, you know, hopefully supporting a family, chasing that dream could still, and living wherever basketball takes me. And yeah, I think that's just like the big thing, is being a good father, you know, brother, son in my own family, and just giving my best to my career. And that's kind of, it's hard to say with hoops, you know, you don't know where it'll take you.
Exactly. You never know if you're going to be done with it in 10 years or if you're going to be around it for your whole life.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things to do off the court? Like, you know, you get done with practice, you got an off day like today, you know, I know you love being on the podcast with me.
This was on the bucket list.
This was on the bucket, had to be, right?
Yeah.
But what are some of your hobbies or things that you just like to do off the court?
I'm a big nerd, bro. Like, I like reading. I read fantasy. That's something me and my sister bond over a lot, is like she gives me recommendations of books she reads in like 2 days that take me like 2 months. So I really like reading. I'm reading a series called Red Rising right now, which is really cool. I'm a big nerd when it comes to movies, which you know, like
we watch them together.
Yeah, we was quoting Megamind.
Old Shul House.
The old Shul House. But I love like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, that kind of content. And then I really just like hanging out with the guys, like I would say out here. That's been a big piece. And getting outside. I like getting out of my apartment, playing pickleball, volleyball, spike ball, just different sports that keep me active. And it's a lot easier when the season's like not going or official practice is not going. Your body feels better.
Yeah, you're ready to do a lot of activities.
Yeah.
Versus now it's like, I'm going to sleep.
Yes. 10 hours. I need 10 hours tonight. So, yeah, I just like doing those things. When I'm back home, like, I like water sports a lot. So boating, or if I'm by the ocean, I like surfing. Those kind of things. I like the swimming activities a lot.
One big jet ski guy.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't got on jet skis a lot, but you throw me a jet ski, I don't care. I'll go crazy.
That's tough.
Have surfed?
I've surfed in Hawaii and California are like the only main places, but I haven't done it a ton. Like, maybe I should throw that disclaimer. I'm not a great surfer or even a good surfer.
You're a recreational surfer.
I'm a recreational surfer. My dad thinks he's great, but that's a story for another day.
If you could play any other sport at UVA, what sport would it be and why?
I think I would play football. Yeah, I think I would try and play quarterback. Speaking from one quarterback to another, you know. I didn't get to as high level as DT.
I'm O-line, bro.
No, he's too humble.
I'm kick-stepping.
I mean, O-line is important as well. Shout out O-line at UVA. Big time win for the Who's, baby.
Winning,
Come on.
We're going to the college football. This is our year. I've been telling everybody.
We've been saying that.
This is our year. I could definitely see you in a quarterback role.
Yeah, no.
Shotgun.
Chandler Morris goes down. I can do the fake wildcat. I can do that. But, I mean, that circles back because I don't know if you're ever going to get asked these questions. Fun fact about DT. He was a quarterback in high school, set a bunch of passing records. So, if worse comes to worse, UVA, your guy's right here.
Was not that good at football. Don't worry. it was just a fun little hobby.
Yeah, but I loved football. Like, I didn't like practice very much, but games, that feeling is different.
Getting hit, not the most fun.
Nope. That's why we play basketball.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the fans or the people before we kind of wrap this up?
I would just say, first off, we're super grateful for your support for the program and the prestigious place that UVA is, especially when it comes to basketball, because of y'all. Really grateful for that. Feel blessed and privileged to be a part of this program. And second off, we need you this year. Like, come out to the games, create a ruckus, make this the hardest place to play in college basketball. And we promise to leave it all out there on the floor for y'all to buy into this program, to buy into each other and what we're trying to accomplish, and, you know, to not give up no matter what happens if things don't go our way, and to put on a show and make it a fun year for y'all. So appreciate it. I feel privileged and blessed to be out here on the East Coast, and yeah, show up to the game, show out, let's have a fun year. Go Hoops.
Good stuff, man. Thanks, Dallin.
Appreciate you, bro.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Good Old Hoops podcast. You know, this is just episode 1. Join me, you know, whenever these come out, to meet guys like this, good, upstanding gentlemen who are great hoopers. You know, we're having a great year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Devin Tillis again, coming back at you with the Good Old Hoops podcast. Wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah.